Welcome back, Devils and Rangers fans. It is your host, Ace, here on Running with the Devils, where we are talking New Jersey Devils hockey all year long. Please hit that subscribe button, smash the like, share with a friend. Thank you very much. And tonight at Madison Square Garden, the world's most famous arena, the New Jersey Devils and New York Rangers will face off for the first time in nearly 6 months. Last season got quite contentious between these two teams. Let's take a little trip down memory lane to set the stage properly. We go to February 22nd, 2024 at Prudential Center. 2 minutes and 25 seconds into the game on his first shift, Matt Rempe makes a very questionable hit on Nate Bastian.
To make it in this league.
Rangers have the line of Goodrow. Rempe with a big hit. Bastian went down.
And there you can see he's in tough shape. Bastian is. And getting some help. Bastian's he's a hard-nosed player. Lost him to Seattle, and then here's the play. Yeah, he was coming in with a lot of speed, and Bastian was kind of bent over playing the puck. Made contact. You see Bastian, he's kind of bent over. And there he hit him, he hit him right in the head with his shoulder.
Yeah.
You know, it was a straight.
And then Jonas Siegenthaler decides to skate up to Rempe to challenge him and gets pounded to the ice.
Shot with the shoulder, and then Siegenthaler goes after him, but Siegenthaler, does it to be a good teammate. Didn't really want to fight Rempe. Not many do.
Rempe gets a match penalty, ejected from the game for the hit on Bastian, and a 2-minute roughing penalty for the abuse of Siegenthaler. And Matt Rempe is officially now public enemy number 1. The Devils-Rangers rivalry just got a little bit hotter. And what a game. What a wild game. And about 3 weeks later, March 11th, 2024, at Madison Square Garden, towards the end of the second period, Matt Rempe throws a wild elbow at Jonas Siegenthaler, his victim again. At this point, Jonas Siegenthaler has to be having nightmares of Rempe. 3 weeks earlier, Rempe pounded him to the ice with a few punches, and now he takes a vicious elbow to the head.
Saw Rempe come watch. He tries to get out of the way.
5 minutes for elbowing. The play is under review.
Oh, he gets looked like the left elbow. Caught him right on the jaw. Here's another look. Yeah, he gets a left elbow up. And that's the reason for the penalty.
For Matt Rempe, whether you didn't agree with the first one, I think you're going to agree with this one here, Bryce.
Oh, for sure. That's the infamous chicken wing. You stick that arm out right there. You're targeting the head. Like in today's game, like you're targeting the head. And like you said, Dano, if you're not going to allow the players to police themselves.
Tom Fitzgerald saw enough, was tired of his New Jersey Devils getting abused, and after the first incident where Rempe crumpled Bastian and then ultimately threw Siegenthaler down as well, he went out and made a trade, and he acquired the toughest man in the National, Curtis McDermott. Curtis McDermott was suited up in this game, ready for something like this to pop off. He's on the ice when Rempe elbows Siegenthaler. McDermott immediately tries to get after him. The refs grab him and prevent him from dishing out justice on Matt Rempe. Matt Rempe does his little wave with the glove as he's being escorted off the ice.
And Curtis McDermott's coming right over to Rempe. It was Rempe who crunched Siegenthaler. Referees are going to catch McDermott before he gets to Rempe. Didn't even let it start.
Well, the refs, I'd like to see them maybe get out of the way here.
Now Rempe is just waving at McDermott after he had the dirty hit in the first place that's going to send him off.
Major, and it has to be a suspension because you're not allowing McDermott to do his job here in this situation. It's clearly targeting the head with his elbow.
I'm not sure what he's thinking as well. I mean,
After video review, New York number 73 has been assessed a major penalty, 5 minutes for elbowing and a game misconduct. New Jersey number 23 has a 10-minute misconduct.
So this is a good opportunity for New Jersey. I'm not sure what the young fella's thinking here. They've just gone up 2-0, and now some antics.
Well,
for me, you're a little young to get.
Rempe gets a 5-minute major for elbowing and a game misconduct. He's being escorted off the ice by the refs. He does his little glove wave to Curtis McDermott as if he was tough in that situation. And wow, what a play. What a sequence of events. Cheap shot elbow. McDermott tries to get after him. The refs prevent it, and then Rempe waves as he's getting the gate. Second game in a row against the Devils, thrown out of the game. After the game, he receives a 4-game suspension from the NHL's Department of Player Safety for that elbow on Siegenthaler, and the rivalry is now at an all-time high, a complete fever pitch. The fans, the players, all want blood. Matt Rempe is now the official supervillain of the New Jersey Devils, and in my opinion, the Devils-Rangers rivalry is now hotter than it's ever been since the 90s. Since the late 90s, I would say. Some of those late 90s matchups were absolutely just wars. But the rivalry had a little bit of a lull for a while, and now it is back and better than ever. Matt Rempe single-handedly revitalizes the Battle of the Hudson, the cross-river rivalry, and it's all so exciting, but we didn't get to see our pound of flesh. Curtis McDermott was stopped by the refs, and we're going to have to wait. They didn't have to wait too long. About 3 weeks later, back at Madison Square Garden, April 3rd, 2024, nationally televised game. Everyone's buzzing about this. Everybody knows what's going to have to happen this game. It was supposed to happen the previous game. Refs got in the way. Rempe gets thrown out. We don't see justice served. And we're going to have to wait till tonight. I invited my Rangers fan friend Chris over for this game. We ordered some pizza and wings. We're BSing, watching the pregame, and about 15 minutes before puck drop, they announce that both Curtis McDermott and Matt Rempe are in the starting lineups for the game. Oh, when we hear this, we are jacked up. Completely jacked up. Didn't think the coaches were going to get it settled right away, but apparently they both decided, let's get this out of the way immediately. And oh my God, did it not disappoint? Let's relive this glorious moment.
Centers on the 6'7" rookie, Matt Rempe. Bad hits on both Nathan Bastian and Jonas Siegenthaler. And a reluctance to fight Curtis McDermott back on March 11th that looks like we won't have to wait long for it. Perhaps off the opening faceoff here tonight.
Well, one being a left winger, a defenseman turned left winger, the son of a former NHLer. And of course, Rempe being the big right-hand shot. They're facing each other right now. And I got the best seat in the house.
It starts with a conversation, which is joined by Gord Dwyer, the referee who will drop the puck. Madison Square Garden has seen its fair share of bouts on the canvas on the ice. No undercard tonight. Rempe and McDermott, the main event to open the hockey game.
Both sides. Lazar went the other side as well.
Jimmy Vesey and Lazar. Gaudreau has dropped them with Kevin Ball as well. Now it's 5-on-5. McDermott and Rempe exchanging blows. But everybody has gloves off at the Garden. John Marino, there's only 4 officials, there's 5 fights. They're trying to break up what they can. Meanwhile, Rempe and McDermott still throwing them. DeAndre Miller got the better of John Marino down on the other end, as McDermott still feeding rights to Rempe. The other 4 are all done. The main event's still going.
This is unbelievable. Holy jumping, what a start to this one right here, but McDermott's got it. He had a couple of uppercuts.
This is a marathon between Rempe and McDermott.
Rempe's visor down. Oh, they got to be out of gas. Completely out of gas. Completely out of gas. Holy jumping. What a start to this one.
And Rempe coming over towards the Devils bench as he fires up his own before he'll head to the penalty box where he'll have plenty of company.
Did not say anything to their bench though. He's out of gas. I mean, totally out. Just took a swing by, looked at his bench, and now Laviolette right here with Travis Green right behind me.
So 5 fights, the coach is getting into it, and we've had 2 seconds run off the clock. Peter Laviolette's coming back. some tension was brewing heading into this hockey game. Everybody knew there was one fight about to happen. We got 5 and a little bit extra from the coaches. Well, it took him 2 seconds to blow the whistle, so not the fastest fight at Madison Square Garden, and everybody's headed off. Here's the interesting thing, Panger. I think they're saying that Lazar and VC got the gloves off first, which would make the other 4 fights a secondary altercation, which all have game misconducts attached to them. That's what the rule is if it's a secondary altercation, and they may be throwing 8 players out of the game off the opening faceoff.
They did drop them first. All eyes were on 73 and 23. And on the other side of the face-off dot, that is correct, though. They were the first ones.
So again, the rules are if there's a fight ongoing and then another fight, it's considered a secondary altercation. That continues with game misconduct accompanies that.
They went first.
And if they say that Lazar and VZ were the first fight, they're the only 2 left in the penalty box. Everybody else has been sent to the dressing room. Well, that certainly changes things. Just in terms of having 4 players on each bench ejected from the hockey game.
Fine line on that one. And the intensity of these 2 coaches too. There it is right there. They went first, but we're all looking on my near side, which was Rempe, the main bout. And then McDermott. And then Marino goes Miller. And Miller, boy, he's a strong one, boy. He got the best of Marino on the right side. But everybody's looking at this one right here. And obviously my conversations today with great fighters like Kelly Chase and Joey Koster that played for the New York Rangers, won a cup here, just talking about, not sleeping all day and just...
Wow. That is old school hockey through and through. You absolutely love to see it. I nearly lost my voice yelling at the TV. Me and my boy Chris were watching this going absolutely ballistic. My phone's blowing up. It's crazy. Social media is just completely on fire. What an absolute, just amazing display of hockey theater. First off, how bad were the camera guys on this one? They zoom in on McDermott and Rempe. They kind of ignore all the other scraps going on. They tell us that it's 5-on-5. We don't see any of the other combatants for entirely too long, and we actually don't see a full kind of picture of it until several minutes later when they replay it from the other camera. I thought that was terrible. A lot of other people did as well. But we had a main event comprised of Curtis McDermott and Matt Rempe. And then we had some side bouts. Kevin Ball versus Barclay Goudreau, Curtis Lazar versus Jimmy Vesey, Chris Tierney versus Jacob Trouba, and John Marino versus Keandre Miller. Absolutely love to see the 5-on-5. Super rare in today's game. Coaches Travis Green and Peter Laviolette yelling at each other on the benches through the glass. This is just complete hockey theater, complete drama. One of, if not the most viral moment of the entire NHL season. I mean, after the game, it was everywhere, and it was retweeted, people chiming in on it. It went mainstream, and for hockey to go mainstream, as you all know, it takes quite a lot. But this event got it done. By and large, one of the biggest clips of the NHL season. And for those of you that don't like physicality or fighting in hockey, I'm here to tell you, go watch another sport. There are plenty of them out there for you. Maybe it's golf, NBA, WNBA, bowling, tennis, maybe curling. This is a sport for gladiators. These men all put it out there on the line on this evening. You saw it firsthand. And if you didn't understand that this had to happen, given everything that led up to it with the other penalties and cheap shots and kind of injuries, if you don't get it, then you don't get it. But this had to happen. And what a beautiful night at the Garden. Despite the Devils losing, it was an exciting game. All the plot lines leading up to it, the whole thing was just absolutely wonderful. And looking back on it, I mean, wow. As far as regular season games go, not many are going to be as memorable as this one for many reasons. Like I said, despite the Devils losing, I mean, it was a night to remember at Madison Square Garden. It really was. Okay, so now that we relived last season and all the events leading up to this newest chapter, tonight's matchup is the first since this infamous line brawl. The game is massive for both teams. New Jersey Devils coming off a tough loss to the Capitals at home. They did finish the month of November with 9 wins and 5 losses. It's a pretty solid month for the New Jersey Devils, and the Rangers are coming off a big win against the Canadiens at the Garden after losing 5 games in a row. A really rough patch there for the New York Rangers, who are trying to get it figured out. A lot of things surrounding the team, trade rumors and Shesterkin contract talks, a lot of mumblings, rumblings going on. But heading into this game, the New Jersey Devils, through 27 games played, are 16-9-2 with 34 points and a points percentage of .630, which is third in the Metropolitan Division, trailing only the Carolina Hurricanes, who are at a .688 points percentage, and the Washington Capitals, who are at an astonishing .729 points percentage. The New York Rangers come in, 23 games played, are 13-9-1 with 27 points, a .587 points percentage, and they are currently 4th in the Metro as far as points percentage goes. But I don't, and I've explained this to people many times before, I don't get fixated on the actual standings because the Devils have played 3 or more games more than everyone else in the division. I just straight up look at points percentage. So right now the Devils are playing .630 hockey, which is 3rd. Rangers are playing .587 hockey, which is 4th. I expect the Metro to be an absolute dogfight all season long. It is absolutely stacked. I do think the Rangers will eventually, start playing closer to how they started off at the beginning of the season. They were playing over .700 hockey, I think, for quite a while. Obviously, they have Igor Shesterkin in net, one of the best goalies on planet Earth. And whenever you have a guy like that, ultimate X factor, I will never count them out. I do expect the Metro to be crazy tight down the stretch of the season. And with the Canes, Caps, Devils, and Rangers all in the division, it is going to be an absolute dogfight for those top 3 spots. And I do suspect whatever team out of that grouping does not finish in the top 3 in the Metro will claim the first wild card spot, in my opinion. But both of these teams want the 2 points. It's going to be a tough one. I hope we see a lot of physicality. I hope we see some bouts. Your boy loves the fisticuffs, love the hits. Old school hockey fan here. Love it. Absolutely love it. Neanderthal hockey, baby. I am a big proponent of it, and I'm sorry to all the new school people that don't agree, but I love old school hockey. Give me the hits, give me the fisticuffs, and give it to me in bunches. Coincidentally, out of the 10 players involved in that opening faceoff line brawl from last season, only 4 players involved in that melee will be playing tomorrow, believe it or not. Only 4 of the 10. Curtis McDermott, the sole Devils player from that brawl who will be playing tonight, and Jimmy Vesey, Jacob Trouba, Keandre Miller for the Rangers. The Devils moved on from Kevin Ball, John Marino, and Chris Tierney in the offseason. Curtis Lazar is out with an injury. And Barclay Goodrow left the Rangers when he was claimed off of waivers by the San Jose Sharks. And Matt Rempe, as most of you know, the supervillain of this all, the guy who's poured the gasoline on the fire and kind of ignited this whole thing, is currently playing in Hartford of the AHL. So unfortunately, Matt Rempe will not be part of this latest chapter of the Devils-Rangers rivalry, but I'm sure he'll catch the clips online. However, the New Jersey Devils have some new players who will be playing in their first game of this Hudson River rivalry. Defenseman Brendan Dillon and Johnny Kovacevic, along with forward Paul Cotter, and Stefan Nason will be playing in his first battle of the Hudson during his second stint as a New Jersey Devil. We just got him this summer via free agency, played with the Devils for a few seasons back, did a little stint in Carolina, went to Rod Brindamore University, and has come back a brand new player, a complete beast for the New Jersey Devils, and he's going to get his first taste of Devils-Rangers action tonight in his second stint. And these are some heavier, edgier, more violent gentlemen. Hopefully they bring it into this game. I am expecting a classic. I am expecting an absolute war out there. Hopefully the New Jersey Devils come out with some fire and don't have these slow starts that we've been seeing over the past couple games where they seemingly sleepwalk through early parts of the first period. They've shockingly given up the first goal in the last 7 games. I mean, this just could just not it can't happen. 7 games in a row where we surrender the first goal. Can't happen. And Markstrom has given up a goal on the first shot against for 3 straight games in a row. I mean, these are stats that are just unforgivable. Cannot happen. Hopefully Markey could lock it down and get in the zone early. We've seen him get dialed in and play amazingly as the games go on. But for some reason, this whole team, including Markstrom, have really soft starts, and it can't happen. I expect the Rangers to bring the energy tomorrow for sure. Like I said, coming off a big win against Montreal after losing 5 in a row. They are desperate to climb back up in the standings, and the New Jersey Devils do not want to lose back-to-back games. Absolutely do not want to do that. Huge game for both teams. I am super jacked. It should be a classic. I expect lots of hitting, hopefully a couple bouts. Hopefully we see some mitts on the ice. We see a couple good scraps, and I'm hoping my New Jersey Devils can pull this one out. I'm going to predict a Devils win. I'm not going to give a score. I do think the Devils get it done in enemy territory tonight, and it's going to be a good one. But let me know what you think about this game in the comments. Let me know what you think about anything I said in the comments. Anything, everything Devils hockey, throw it out there in the comments. I'll be back after the game for the post-game live with my Rangers fan friend Chris, who was with me during the line brawl. Hope you can join us. Link to that live stream is in the description of this video. Should be a good one. Hopefully it's a Devils win, or else I'm going to have to be harassed by him on my own show. But don't miss it, guys. If you're a casual hockey fan, if somehow you're watching this and you're not even a big hockey fan at all, Devils Rangers, in my opinion, has now reemerged as the greatest rivalry in the league. And we're going to see a good one tonight. Do not miss it. Must-see TV, Devils Rangers, the latest chapter of the Battle of the Hudson. Should be a classic. But that's all I have for you guys now. Thank you all for watching. I love you all. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. Until next time, friends, let's go Devils.